Okay, this is huge. I've been an Atlanta Dream fan since 2009, literally year two of the team, but that story's been told to death on this channel. I've seen good, even great players come and go, but few have ever been this huge. In fact, I don't think there's ever been a signing this big for this team. So, if you're a WNBA fan like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're not, well, I'm not sure why you're watching a channel that talks almost exclusively about the WNBA, but thanks for the view nonetheless. Okay, no more BSing. Brittney Griner is a member of the Atlanta Dream. It can't be officially announced just yet, not by the league and the team until Saturday, which is the earliest date contracts can be officially signed, but this is going to happen, and nobody's more excited about this than I am. Ever since she first showed up, she has basically been my favorite non-Atlanta Dream player in the WNBA. In fact, to this day, I actually still have the ESPN magazine on which she graced the cover all these years later, and this is still one of my most prized possessions. And now she is on my favorite team that I cheer for every single year since 2009. I cannot put into words how happy this makes me. 11 years she spent with the Phoenix Mercury. She won a ring, 3 Olympic gold medals, tons of all-star games. I think she's third all-time in blocks. More awards and achievements than I can possibly list off the top of my head or even fit into this whole damn video, so here's a handy guide. Basically, you name it, she's probably done it, and she's still not done. The Atlanta Dream have made splashes in free agency before, but this is easily the biggest one they've ever made. Alicia Gray, Tina Charles, Jordan Canada, these were all really big signings, but not this big. Honestly, nobody was sure Atlanta even could make so much noise during an off-season, but given the recent departures of the team, well, they had to do something big. Tina Charles was a major acquisition, but one of the biggest reasons she even agreed to come to Atlanta in the first place was a reunion with head coach Tanisha Wright, and she was just released. Furthermore, Tina Charles actually came out of retirement to come to Atlanta, and now she's an unrestricted free agent, so there's really not much incentive or reason for her to stay. I mean, she became the WNBA's all-time leading rebounder and is number 2 on the all-time scoring list, so really what else does she have left to prove? And even before the Griner signing, I didn't really expect Tina Charles to come back. Assuming that, the Dream really need a center. They lack size and strength compared to the entire rest of the WNBA, and considering all that, Griner is literally the perfect fit whether Tina Charles comes back or not. Put her in a starting lineup that also includes Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Jordan Canada, and Naz Hillman. I smell a playoff run forthcoming. I mean, they made the playoffs for the last 2 years, but both times they lost in the first round, and before that, they missed the playoffs 4 times in a row. And I know it's way too early to be talking about, stuff like this, but if ever there was an Atlanta Dream lineup that could make it out of the first round, this is it. I'm not saying plan the parade just yet, but look at me with a straight face and tell me that this team cannot win in the first round. The Phoenix Mercury are losing one hell of a player, possibly 2, assuming Diana Taurasi actually pulls the trigger on retirement, but even if she does, the Mercury have a contingency plan. They did just recently get Alyssa Thomas, and they just might be about to get Dewana Bonner and Sato Sabali. No news on either of them just yet, at least not as of the recording this video, but we're all keeping an eye out for them. Nevertheless, there's no way the Mercury is going to have a repeat of their 2024 season. Much like how I'm not expecting the Atlanta Dream to bow out after only 1 round in the playoffs. Even if Griner only lasts 1 season in Atlanta, she did sign a 1-year contract after all. So far, anyway. Even if she does only last the 1 year, I think it'll be worth it. And not only that, but another side effect of having her in Atlanta, maybe, just maybe, the Atlanta Dream can get more butts in their seats. They already sold out all their season tickets for the 2025 season, although they do play in the smallest arena in the league. But remember, last season, they did have to move 2 games to the State Farm Arena because the demand for Caitlin Clark was so damn high. If the Dream were comfortable enough to move to a bigger arena twice before, maybe they can do it again for more than just games against Atlanta. Yeah, I don't really have much more than that. I read that news earlier today, and I had to do something about it here. I had to get this off my chest, and now I guess I have. The next time some big news breaks or there's any kind of big signing or releasing or something in the Atlanta Dream, I will see you then. But until then, if you'll excuse me, I have a jersey to buy.